Hey guys, and welcome to Griffo's Retro Gaming, and I'm back with another pickups video for the month of November. Yep, it's December now, so November. And considering how much I've picked up before, November was a quiet month, but I've still picked up some amazing games and gaming related things, which I'll get to in a moment. But yeah, I've been to Sawthorne Retro in York. I'll be going back there again maybe before Christmas, maybe. I know that I'm going to London, so I'll be looking around a few of the stores there, so see what I can pick up. And am I going anywhere else? Maybe Leeds as well. I think there's 3 CEXs in Leeds, and hopefully I can get to where some of the charity shops are, see what they've got, but I'm not holding my breath. So, yeah, a busy month is December for me. I'll be getting out and about more. I've got half of the month off, which is great for Christmas, and yeah, really looking forward to it. But yeah, this video is a recap of last month, not this month. So, I've got mainly DS games by the looks of it again, but I didn't plan it as such. But what I have picked up is there's some really, well, not really rare, but things you don't normally see. And I've got one Xbox game, original Xbox game, and some PSP games. So I'm going to start with probably the biggest game that I got. It's the one I spent the most money on, and probably the newest game I have as well at the minute, and that is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which I've got in this double pack. And yeah, so it's a great game in the fact that I'm having so much fun on it. It's probably one of my favourite Pokemon games to date out of the mainline games. It's so good in that respect. I think the new Pokemon they've added, some of the designs are fantastic. Like, you've got a flamingo in there, you've got a worm which looks like an earthworm, and just trying to think off the top of my head. But yeah, I can't. I'm just overwhelmed with it, to be honest. But a lot of really nice looking new Pokemon, which aren't silly, if that makes sense. Like, before you had a steering wheel off a ship and, you know, a chandelier and things like that. So yeah, a bit better in that respect. However, it's well documented that the game is suffering a lot of performance issues, which it is. However, I'm not seeing a lot of them, and that's mainly because I'm playing in handheld mode, which I normally do anyway. I very rarely play my Switch on the TV, but in handheld mode it runs so much better. So, little tip for you there before they get around to actually patching the thing. But yeah, so I got both of them, and reason being is these double packs usually go up in value, so they don't ever really decrease in value. And there was a gold steelbook which came with it, which is absolutely beautiful. And yeah, there you go. I've also got some code for 100 Pokeballs, which I haven't used because in the game the 10 a penny anyway. So if you are thinking should I or shouldn't I use it, I wouldn't bother. You can get hold of plenty of Pokeballs. So yeah, nice pick up that, and in my opinion a really good game which potentially could be even better. Okay, next up is my trip to Sawthorne Retro in York, and as ever it was fantastic. An assault on the senses, it definitely was. Games everywhere, tripping over them, it's just brilliant, it really is. But unfortunately for me, now this is nothing against Sawthorne at all, but unfortunately for me there wasn't much that I wanted. Like, the selection of PSP games, I had them. There was 2 PSP games I did pick up, and the original Xbox games, I had them all. The Xbox 360, there wasn't anything sticking out to me there that I couldn't get somewhere else. So unfortunately, yeah, I kept my wallet firmly shut, but Or the Game Boy games as well. There was nothing that was like jumping out at me in that respect either. It just, like I said, there was loads of things there, and there was a Wonder Swan which I had my eye on. With I was going to get a copy of Final Fantasy, but you're looking at over £100, and I won't be able to read the damn thing because it's in Japanese. I don't know if it can be converted to English actually, but yeah, it is a Japanese system and a Japanese game. But so, looking through the PSP games, and I came across one which I do want, and I did want. I've played it and I didn't like it, but I do want it for the Xbox 360. And I think it'll be better on there, and that is Me and My Katamari. And for those of you that don't know, it's a game where you start off as a ball and you've got to grow that ball with things in the area, essentially. That's the aim of the game. But it's very awkward on the PSP system because you've only got that one analog stick. You've got to use shoulder buttons, or is it the directional buttons? Anyway, it's really horrible to control. So if you do like the game, I'm really sorry, it just didn't work for me. But I'm going to try and get back into it because it's a fun game. It is a fun game. It's just, it don't control great for me on the system. But all complete, it's got the instruction booklet and a little map here as well. So I've not actually had a look at this. There you go. And I think in CEX it goes for 12. This was 10, and obviously complete. You can't always guarantee that in CEX. So yeah, really good to add to the system in that respect. I just hope I can get into it. And the final one is a bit of a strange one because it's a US only title, and it goes for, to get it over into this country, because unless you do find it in the UK, but generally you'd have to go to America or order from America. And yeah, I've seen on eBay you're looking at between £10 and £15 if you want to import it. Now the PSP, as I've said plenty of times, is region free, so I can play US and Japanese games on there. And this game I got for £1 from Sawthumb, and it is Rapala Trophies. Rapala Trophies, yeah. Fishing game, which looks pretty decent on the system, to be fair. I haven't played it as yet, but looking at the screenshots on there, it looks... I'll put some gameplay footage up anyway, but yeah, over 500,000 specially selected acres of the world's finest trophy waters, bass, pike, walleye, salmon, catfish, muskie, trout, and many, many more. So yeah, it might be a bit of silly fun, that, but all complete, and yeah, for £1, bargain, I'd say. And that was my trip to Sawthumb. So unfortunately, not a lot this time round. So I'll move on to me mum, who was on her travels again, and I'm getting to the point as well in CEXs. I've got a lot of what they've got on the shelves, and it's getting harder and harder to find games that I don't have. I knew this point would come, and it's probably good that it's happened while there's a cost of living crisis. But yeah, it's a bit disappointing at the same time too, because I've got, you know, my mum who goes all over the place, and she's more than willing to go into the CEXs, but yeah, they haven't got much of what I want. However, one game that I needed for the Xbox, where were these from actually? I think these were from a London store, maybe Camden. I think she went to Camden Market again. So yeah, they were from Camden, and this is XMen 3. Surprisingly, I didn't have this. I thought I had. I must have been passing it up a few times thinking, oh, I've got this, but I've got Wolverine and Cassie's on the front. I think that's where I'd gone a bit wrong, but all complete, nice condition. I think it's a third-person action game. Yeah, third-person action game, and It says you've got Nightcrawler and Iceman as you battle through. This is a feature film, innit? Because, yeah, I think this is based on the film that was out at the time. My film knowledge isn't... Is that Hugh Jackman? Yeah. So, yeah. Not played it as yet, so I can't really comment on how the game plays. Okay, next up is a game which... It's from a series that I really want to try and get into, because a lot of people rave about it, and I've never played one, even though I did pick one up not so long back on the PSP. I still haven't played it. But this is Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days. I think that's how you pronounce the title, over 2 days. Or by 2 days, I'm not sure. Probably something to do with the story. But, yeah, it's... for those of you that don't know, like me, it's a mashup between Final Fantasy and Disney, really. More Final Fantasy with a few Disney characters thrown in there. And it's an action game. So a lot like Final Fantasy Crisis Core, a bit different to the standard Final Fantasy games, which are more JRPG. But yeah, it's a title I want to get into, because I do like Final Fantasy. More the older ones, but yeah, I wouldn't mind giving this a go at all. Whether it's a continuation of a game, I'm not sure. Or if it's its own standalone title. So I've had a pretty good time on Music Magpie this month. I've only got 2 games, but 2 fantastic games. And the first one I'll go with, which is surprisingly good on the DS, and that is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. And I think this was £3.50 CEX. It's around £10, so absolute bargain. It's really nice condition, all complete. But yeah, the way it works on the DS is just fantastic. Where I've said this before when I picked up the other one. I can't remember what the other one was now. Maybe Modern Warfare 4 or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, you use the D-pad, and then that's to walk forward, back, whatever. And then to turn your head, you use the D-stick, and it is the Stylus. It's really, really well thought out. You shoot with the shoulder button as well. I think you can aim and shoot. Really good. Really, really good. And yeah, I really want to try and complete the set, and then maybe try and complete the games. Really, really good fun. And the other game I got, which I don't know anything about, but it does say 12 in it, so I don't know if it's a continuation of that sort of title, but it is Final Fantasy XII Revenant Wings for the DS, and I think I paid about $7.50, something like that. In CEX it was 12 at time of looking, so yeah, a bit of a bargain on that. And I know that it's, well, you don't know until it comes, but yeah, you can always send it back. It's free deliveries, Music Magpie, so that's the beauty of it. All complete. And yeah, it's like a real-time strategy game, and you don't move your characters on a square grid. You can, a bit like Baldur's Gate really, you can sort of drag your stylus along and get a group of your characters and then point them to where you want them to go. And yeah, it looks like it might be right up my street, that. But other than that, I don't know much about the game. Like I say, I don't know if it's a continuation of Final Fantasy XII, or again, if it's its own standalone title. Okay, you may remember last month I bought some games off another YouTuber called Eddie at Rollercore. Well, I was looking for a game which I bought off him and I couldn't find it. I'm like, Eddie, did you send that? And it turns out he didn't. And he was hassling me to buy some more games, so, you know, the postage was, he didn't have to post. Anyway, there was a game that I really wanted, and I found this from another YouTuber called Joe Gurley Gaming, and she had some horror games for the DS, which was really interesting. Quite a few, but one of them which really stood out was Dead and Furious. So Joe, if you're watching, I did manage to pick this up, and it was off Eddie. But the reason it's interesting is because it's an on-rail shooter. So it sends you on the journey, and you've got to use your stylus wherever your stylus is on the. So if it's in the middle of the screen on the bottom, your crosshair is in the middle of the screen on the top, and that's how it works. And you can. I don't know if you use a shoulder button to shoot. Actually, you might do, but yeah, I kept dying, and the reason is you've got to drag your bullet clip to your gun for it to reload. That's how you reload it. I was like pressing all these buttons and stuff, but once you do and you get the hang of it, it's a fantastic game, really good. And I'd not heard of it, so I went on until I saw Joe's channel, because it's Touch the Dead in the US, and I had seen that because I do watch like the best DS games and the most underrated games and things like that. See if I can, find some new games to play. So I had heard of Touch the Dead, but yeah, in the UK it's Dead and Furious, and it's not that expensive, to be honest. I think in CEX it's 12 to 15 quid, which isn't bad. So if you do see it, I highly recommend it. It's really, really fun. And thank you, Eddie, for sending it in the end. Actually, it wasn't that, it was this game, but this game I really, really wanted, and it's from my childhood. My dad used to have an Amiga, and he had a load of backup games, let's just say. And yeah, one of them which he had was Putty Squad, and I used to really enjoy playing this. It's just a 2D platformer. On the face of things, not overly memorable in any way, but I've got Pokemon Ranger in there. I have been playing this actually, so yeah, not overly memorable in any way, but you've got to go rescue other putties that are out there. They're like a pinky sort of red colour, and there's so many on the screen. A bit like James Pond in that respect, where you got to rescue the stars. Is it stars? I can't really remember now. But yeah, and you, as the putty, can attack. You can sort of fly up like Kirby, and yeah, it's just a little bit of fun. It's brought back a lot of nostalgia, and that's one of the things we do these channels for, and it's share our memories and things like that. And yeah, really, really fond memories of Putty Squad. This is obviously on the 3DS. It was a re-release, but I think it came out on every system: PS4, Xbox One. At the time, I don't think it's out for the PS5 or anything. So yeah, really, really fun. Not for everyone, I doubt, but still, I really, really enjoy that. So I was on Facebook Marketplace. No, I wasn't. I was on Geek Trader, which is a Facebook group in Hull. You don't have to be from Hull to go on there, but it's local people selling the games, essentially. And there was a guy on there called Billy that I didn't recognise, because you get to know the local faces that are selling and buying. And he had some really, really nice gear. And one of the things stuck out to me, but among what he was selling was a lot of like comics and the annuals. Not annuals, I don't know. But anyway, there's some like rare things in there, but nothing that really like screamed out to me. But if you are into that type of thing, you know, it's really, really nice. But there was DS game which he was selling. And then when I said that I wanted that, he said, oh, there's these as well, which you might be interested in. And I did pick up another game on another day, but yeah. So, the first game was the Game & Watch collection, which I suppose everybody knows. This was a Club Nintendo exclusive, and it features Oil Panic, Donkey Kong, and Greenhouse off the Game & Watch consoles. But it's in beautiful condition, and really nice to get that, as you could only get it from Club Nintendo, so you can't get it anymore, as that program got shut down. But he also threw in these Mario coins, which I don't know anything about. I'll try and put a picture up. Oh no, you can see that, it's zoomed in. But yeah, it's that Mario picture on both sides. I can't seem to find, they're both like that as well. I can't seem to find anything online about them. So if you do know, let me know. I'd love to find out what they are and what they were for. But we're just going along with there were probably a Club Nintendo thing which you could redeem and claim. But yeah, really, really nice to get something so, well, I wouldn't say unique, but something that, you know, was as a reward program, so something you can't just go into a shop and buy, essentially. Yeah, really nice to get that into the collection. And one of the other games, so I'm still thinking about whether to buy two games which you showed me, but the other one is a game which goes for around £40 in the UK, in CEX, I should add. This is the US version, so it doesn't go for quite as much, and I'm fine with that. I don't really want to be paying stupid money just because it hasn't got an E on it, or it has got an E on it. And that is Cog DS, which is a synthesizer program for your Nintendo DS, and you can do some really cool tunes and things like that from it. I don't know the first thing about it, but my aim is to maybe try and do some craft work on there, like the model or pocket calculator or something like that. Autobahn, yeah. So, yeah, this, like I say, it goes for quite a lot in the UK. Buggered to open as well, but yeah, a bit cheaper for the US version, and of course the DS is region free, so, or the original DS and the DS Lite, I think the DSi is region locked, so it won't, or it shouldn't work on there, or the 3DS, but still. I don't know if that still counts, actually. Anyway, yeah, great to add that into the collection. And he threw in a bit of a freebie, because it caught my eye as I was looking through things, and that is it's like a foil sort of picture of the Millennium Falcon on there from Star Wars, and yeah, it just looks really good. I can't really do it justice because of the light shining on it, but yeah, it's something I wouldn't mind framing. It looks really, really nice. So Billy, thank you very much for that. Made up with it all. And that's my pickups for the month of November, which I am absolutely over the moon with, especially the Cog and the Game & Watch collection, which are two titles that you don't normally see, especially the Game & Watch one, as that was, you know, you had to claim that, so fantastic to add those to the collection. But the other games I got are really good too, except some people might argue Putty Squad isn't, and Rapala, and maybe XMen, although I haven't played that, so I can't be too harsh on that. So, yeah, really happy with what I've got there, and yeah, I just want to thank you all for watching, and my last video as well, really happy with how that came out. So yeah, I just want to say thank you everyone for watching, supporting, and I'll see you again very soon with another video. Hopefully I can get a review video out. If not, it'll be December's pickups. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. Take care, guys.